Hi, my name is Ryan Gill. I'm with Clouser Drilling in Southern Oregon. Today we're going to be doing a video series on the well drilling process. We have a lot of customers that have never drilled a well, maybe never been on a well, and naturally they have a lot of questions about wells. So we're going to be going through the well drilling process, what people can expect working with Clouser Drilling on their project.
Hi, my name's Kevin Gill. I'm currently the owner of Clouser Well Drilling in Grants Pass, Oregon, and my first time on the drill rig was out back in 1980. It's a family-owned business that started in Selma in 1971. Looking to buy a property in Southern Oregon and Northern California, well, call before you buy, because water quantity and quality can vary depending on where you're looking for property. The heavy volcanic activity and the plate movements out on the coast that made these great mountains can also change geological conditions. You can expect to have wells ranging in 80 feet deep in the low valleys to up to 1,000 feet deep in the mountains. To source water for your aquifer, you have to have permeability and porosity, the ability to store water and transmit water. Different geological conditions in Southern Oregon have different permeability and porosity. Gravel aquifers and boulders require the casing to get down through the unstable material, and then sometimes you can drill below that steel casing and source your aquifer. Sometimes you need screens or perforations in your casing to source the water you're going to get. But it's important in those gravel boulder aquifers to get that casing down. In bedrock, such as granite, basalt, or even sedimentary rocks like shale or claystone, you can case into the bedrock, into the competent bedrock, and then drill open hole, hitting those fractures further down to get your water-bearing zones, and then you put your liner in the well to add the filtration for your pump. There are some water quality concerns in some of the rocks, so experience does matter when you're selecting a driller.
There's some confusion over the different types of wells and uses in Oregon. We're going to do a quick overview of that. Groundwater resources in Oregon are governed by the state of Oregon through the Oregon Water Resources Department. Wells used for your residence are classified as a domestic use well, which are exempt from water rights. If you're going to be irrigating crops of any kind or using them commercially, that well will require a water right. Oregon Water Resources Department has setback requirements for well location for protection efforts to maintain clean drinking water. These include, but are not limited to, 5 feet from permanent structures, 50 feet from closed sewage systems such as septic tanks, 50 feet from confined animal holding areas, and 100 feet from open loop sewage systems such as septics. Adequate space is needed around the well drilling machinery to commence work. This includes sufficient distance from overhead power lines and underground utilities, and ample distance from neighboring wells.
Locating your well and site selection of your well is critical, not only to your quality of life, but the value of your property in the future. You need a spot that gives you a good opportunity to get water, and then a good opportunity to get that water where you need it to go and get your power to the well. Some of the clues that can give you an idea where to drill are drainages above where you're going to be drilling, topographical features, and vegetation. And also the well reports and well records in the area, and experience, because experience does matter when it comes time to drill. The standard drilling method in Southern Oregon is air rotary, and that's using a large air compressor with a hydraulic drilling machine to blow the cuttings out of the hole and clean the hole as you're advancing your drill bit. You can use a tricone drill bit in alluvial or sands and gravels. In bedrock, we use rock hammers. If the formations are unstable or there's boulders or cobbles, you may have to have a special tool like a casing advancement system. We have casing hammers, we have under-reaming systems that actually drill and drive the casing at the same time. Whereas in the air rotary, you will drill a pilot hole. If the hole doesn't stay open, it's caving in, and you can't get your casing in, you would need a better system for that drilling condition, and casing advancement systems can do that. For large diameter and sand and loam and unstable stuff, mud rotary is a really good method for that. The hydrostatic pressure of the drilling fluid keeps the borehole full of that fluid, and you recirculate and clean your drilling fluid and advance the hole as you're drilling. So you can drill large diameter holes, you can hold unstable formations open with the drilling mud, and these systems that Clouser Drilling and drilling methods we have are unmatched in Southern Oregon.
As the well is constructed, well casing, primarily steel, is used to stabilize the bore through unconsolidated formations until competent bedrock or the desired depth is reached. State laws require a sanitary seal to prevent contaminants from entering the well and aquifer. Legally, all wells must be sealed a minimum of 18 feet with an approved sealing material. However, most areas require a deeper seal, dictated by the geology encountered. Primary approved sealing materials are bentonite clay and cement. Many wells drilled in bedrock formations include a 4-inch PVC liner that is installed from the ground surface to the bottom of the borehole. This 4-inch liner serves two purposes, the primary being filtration and the second in providing bore stability. Well design decisions regarding sealing, casing, screen placement, and final bore depth are often the difference between success and failure of a well. Incorrect well design or construction could lead to a collapsing bore, bacteria, turbid water, inefficient production, or other issues.
Hi, I'm Justin Spletoff. I work for Clouser Drilling. I am the drilling manager and I've been drilling since 2011. I will be going over the drilling process and worksite logistics. For residential water wells, drilling normally takes 1 to 3 days to complete depending on depth and drilling conditions. Deeper wells or more challenging drilling conditions may take longer. Adequate room around the drill site is necessary for safely conducting work. The drilling machine and support trucks are 35 to 45 feet long semi-trucks. The site must accommodate safe hoisting of tooling and materials between the two trucks. A crew pickup often follows. Underground and overhead setbacks need to be considered for drilling and raising and lowering the drill derrick. For deeper or more difficult wells, additional large equipment may be necessary. Seasonal changes can affect accessibility of drilling equipment. Wells with adequate access can be drilled in the winter months.
Hey, we get a lot of questions about the well ID tag program in Oregon and if they're going to put meters on domestic, exempt use domestic wells in Oregon. Let me answer those questions real quick. The purpose of the well identification tag is so that if you go on a property and it has multiple wells, you can quickly identify which well is which. So that's the sole purpose of the ID tag program. And there is no metering program for exempt use domestic wells in Oregon, and that process would be vigorously fought by the industry. But if you have a irrigation well and you have a water right, you do self-report your use on those wells to make sure that it's in line with your water right permit use that's given by the state. Yeah, maintaining your well is important, and also planning up front. So you don't want to have a permanent structure built over your wellhead. You want anything that's going to be permanent, your pump house where your mechanical equipment, to be at least 10 feet away. And you don't want to store near your wellhead or in your pump house fertilizers, pesticides, or any kind of chemicals that could cause bacteria or contaminate your well. Also, your wellhead should be at least 1 foot above grade, and soil should be sloping away from your well so that water's not pooling around your wellhead. You want to have your water tested annually and your pump system serviced by a pump technician to make sure everything's working correctly. When it comes time to select your water well drilling contractor, not all are equal, just like in any industry. Equipment investment, people investment, and resources that the company has to take care of you now in the construction process and in the future are critical. Clouser Drilling is invested in the community, the industry, and our company to best suit your needs. We have the highest experience level in our area and are one of the #1 volume well drilling companies in the state. If you have any questions about drilling or need well drilling services, please visit clouserdrilling.com or call our office at 541-476-7795. We'd be happy to assist you.